These are 5 of the most underrated comic book movies of all time. If you have not watched any of these, I highly encourage you to do it. At number 5, Oblivion, Tom Cruise. Yes, it's a comic book movie. It was based on an unpublished graphic novel of the same name. It had Cruise playing as a survivor on Earth 2077 after an alien war wipes out most of the population. Now, the plot and the world, they were interesting since it had Tom Cruise in the leading role. The action sequences were top-notch. The movie did financially well, but it was largely forgotten over the years. Wanted. It seems everyone knows about this movie, but not nearly many people have actually sat down and watched it, but you need to. It's good. It came out in 2008. It was based around the comic of the same name about a secret society of assassins who could send bullets into midair to create some of the coolest action sequences of its time. The movie got good reviews, solid box office returns, but it was overshadowed by other action movies at the time. Red. Now, there were 2 movies based on the Red comic series, and looking back, they really should have been more successful. You had 2 over-the-top action movies starring Bruce Willis with an all-star supporting cast. You had Morgan Freeman, Carl Urban, Brian Cox, Anthony Hopkins, and more. This is the kind of series that seemed like it was tailor-made for big screens, but for some reason, the 3rd movie was canceled. The Spirit. Another movie from 2008 was based on the comic strip of the same name and featured a very dark, extremely stylish world brought to life by none other than Frank Miller in the director's chair. I mean, awesome visuals, but it got negative reviews and was a box office bomb. I mean, it caused it to become one of the most forgotten comic book movies of all time. And Cowboys and Aliens. The movie that starred Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford had the legend, it had John Favreau behind the director's chair. Had a budget of $160 million. Story follows a group of settlers in the late 1800s trying to survive attacks from a group of aliens, and it featured some pretty good action sequences. It really did. It had some compelling drama, great performances. Unfortunately, the strange premise didn't land with mainstream audiences.